You. You. What's up, y'all? Tell like it is TV, man. Let's talk about it, y'all. Let's talk about it. So let's get into this situation, man, when it comes down to Papoose and Remy Ma. I've been meaning to do a video for a few days, honestly. But yeah, man, I mean, Papoose is pretty much, man, at the end of the day, the whole saying of nice guys finish last type shit, especially when you're dealing with ungrateful. I mean, Remy Ma is a very ungrateful woman. Let's just we're gonna tell it like it is. Fuck all that. And she don't want to see that man happy. That's what it really comes down to, in my opinion. It is what it is. But they done had their little back and forth over the internet. And, nobody wins when the family feuds at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, they got kids and stuff like that together. And, for them to have a dirty laundry and shit like that aired out over the internet, it's a little ridiculous. But, at the end of the day, it's just the kind of times that we in. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So apparently, Papoose came out, addressed a lot of things. A lot of things that we didn't know. Let's just keep it a dollar bean. We all know about Remy Ma cheating with Easy, the block captain, and all this whole other stuff. I literally was just talking to a girl having to run this down to her because she just thought automatically, oh, they're beefing and Papoose cheated with Carissa Shields. Like, what? What? I couldn't believe she said that. So, I had to straighten her out on that one, but it is what it is, right? But anyway, so Papoose comes out, man. He does this long ass goddamn, he does this long ass goddamn Instagram, pretty much responding back to, what Remy Ma was saying. You know what I'm saying? And Remy Ma was out here pretty much just, saying a bunch of BS at the end of the day. She honestly looked like she a little bit, a little bit upset still with the whole him dating Carissa Shields type of thing. That's what I personally think it is. Because like I said, to put all this out there when you're the one who got caught cheating, I mean, you're the one who shamed this man at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And then, hearing from what Papoose had to say, I feel a lot for Papoose because, I've done that. And if anybody who's ever been in that kind of situation where you've played the back seat to, let your woman go ahead and try to accomplish what it is that she want to accomplish, and really holding it down, you know what I mean? That's a tough situation to be in. And then, for everything to play out the way it plays out, it low key make you want to crash out. I ain't gonna sit up and hold you. So a part of me feels bad for Papoose, but a part of me doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Because at some point in time, he should have known, you know what I'm saying? He should have really started getting wind of shit. And, he even still tried to save the marriage. You know what I'm saying? That's how, Papoose is a real dude, man. But sometimes, even being a real dude, sometimes, you could be simping out, you know what I'm saying? And not motherfucking realizing that the broad you dealing with ain't on shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's just fuck all that. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Remy Ma is a very ungrateful, narcissistic, you know what I'm saying? Because women love throwing that word around on men. And I'm not saying that don't happen as well, but you know what I mean? This woman right here is the definition of a narcissistic, manipulative type of woman at the end of the day. Papoose kept this marriage, kept the cheating and all this other shit under wraps at the end of the day. Papoose exposed in this interview that how long she's been cheating. Now that's what messed me up. Now when Papoose knocked out Easy the block captain and that was going all over the streets, all over the internet streets about Easy getting knocked out and, motherfuckers trying to lie about it, Easy lying about it. That's why I didn't respect it. Like, nigga, if the nigga knocked you out, bro, or if you got into a scuffle with dude, like, it is what it is. Motherfuckers fight all the time. People lose fights, bro. It happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. You was messing with this man's wife at the end of the day, and it would make sense that he caught your ass and laid your ass stiff. That makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But the lie, oh, ain't nobody put their hands on me, like, because you trying to keep an image that really hurts you, then just coming out and being like, you know what? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I was sleeping with this man's wife, and, he caught me, and that's just what it was. But anyway, So we find out how long the cheating has been going on. So apparently, like I told y'all, bro, I literally told y'all this shit when the Hitman and Easy the Block Captain battle happened. So basically, at that point in time, is when Papoose found out that Easy and Remy Ma was pretty much fucking with each other. I told y'all niggas they stacked the deck against Hitman. I told y'all that. A bunch of y'all niggas was in my comment section crying about, oh, you just saying that because you like Hitman. You just hating on Easy. You just hating on Easy. All y'all niggas was in my comment section. I told y'all, Remy Ma was a part of that shit too. You know what I'm saying? They stacked the deck against Hitman in that battle. Therefore, this is why the nigga couldn't get no raps out. They wasn't cheering for the nigga raps. And like I said, unless y'all niggas been in battle rap or been to battles, y'all niggas don't know what the fuck y'all not talking about. You know what I'm saying? Y'all really don't. If you ain't never been to a battle or if you've never battled, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I know what the fuck I'm talking about because I've done both, okay? So you can't tell me shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to be honest with you on that. And I knew it. I knew something wasn't right about that battle. I'm like, yo, shit seemed mad weird. Niggas start booing. It's mad shit going on. So, it's an obvious setup. You know what I'm saying? It was an obvious setup. Hitman walked into that battle with 500 niggas in the venue ready to boo the nigga for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now it all makes sense now. Now, I told y'all, I said, look, give it some time. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas don't be believing in Black Jesus. I be trying to tell y'all dumbass niggas. I try to tell you, I said, yo, give it some time. We gonna find out what really happened with this battle for real, because the battle was janky all the way through and through. And I think I did that on this channel. I think that video is still up on this channel. If that's not one of the videos, I mean one of my channels that got snatched down. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure it's on this channel, right? But anyway, so it's apparent that they were messing around since basically 2022. All right. Papoose has been very quiet about a lot of this stuff going on while Remy Ma is in the spotlight with Chrome 23 prancing around with her little new boo thing and Easy the Block Captain, okay? Papoose got to hear about a lot of this shit. They try to keep a lot of this shit under wraps. They actually, at this point in time, Papoose was still trying to save the marriage, okay? Even though she done got caught cheating. Not only that, Papoose said he caught the woman in bed with another girl eating the box, putting her face in the box like Uncle Ben's, bro, with the kid on the bed. Now listen, I ain't gonna hold you on that. If Papoose would have crashed out and put hands on her for that shit, I couldn't even blame him. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't even blame him. Woman, tell her, how you gonna say some shit like that? Look, man. Your wife at the end of the day, she gets out of prison, whatever the case may be. She got this friend. You ain't really thinking nothing about it. You like, okay, this is my friend. Then she start moving different. Fellas, learn from Papoose. When your woman start moving different, that's a red flag, bro. She start moving, getting weird and shit. Like, that's a red flag, bro. I know they love to say the whole thing, women got intuition. Men have it too. You know what I'm saying? We human at the end of the fucking day. So whatever the woman got, we got it too. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. But, she started moving different. You know what I'm saying? The friend get out. They used to do the birthdays together. You know what I'm saying? And then, the friend get out of jail. Then all of a sudden, she want to do an all ladies type of thing. You know what I'm saying? She want Papoose to, pretty much not be around. You know what I'm saying? What type of shit is that? This is a nigga who held her down while she was in prison, put his career on the back burner. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of y'all look at Papoose now. Y'all like, man, Papoose, he all washed up with rapper. Papoose was one of them niggas back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, he was bigger than Remy Ma, okay? So it is what it is. Papoose was like that nigga, you know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. I ain't gonna sit up and hold you. Now, was I a big fan of Papoose? No, but, a lot of niggas in the streets was definitely fans of Papoose, you know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. They fuck with his music. They fuck with, the bars and shit he was spitting because Papoose was nice, you know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. He was one of the best niggas in rap at that time. No, he wasn't selling records and all this whole other shit, with motherfuckers want you to believe back in that time or back even now, if a motherfucker, don't sell 1 million records or some shit, or he don't have 1 million fucking Instagram followers or some shit, he ain't shit. that don't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But anyway, held this woman down. You know what I'm saying? Did not cheat on this woman. You know what I'm saying? Was there every fucking day for this woman. Even when motherfuckers was telling Papoose, yo, you a damn fool. Nigga, you got to get back to work. You got to get back to the grind. You got your career that, to blossom and be something. You know what I'm saying? Nope, what this nigga do? He played the back seat. He played the back seat, put his career on pause for this woman, okay? This woman eventually gets out of jail. He totally puts his career on the back burner. They get a show together and shit like that, obviously. They was kind of like the symbol of black love, right? Like Geechee Gotti said in the battle when he battled Easy, you know what I'm saying? They was like the symbol for black love, you know what I'm saying? Because Papoose put it all on the back burner for his woman, you know what I'm saying? Stayed 10 toes down while his woman was in jail and all this whole other shit, you know what I'm saying? And it was what it was. So she gets out of jail, got this friend, whatever the case may be. They sleeping together, right? They sleeping together. Then all of a sudden, she jumps out the bed and decides she wants to go sleep with her friend. The friend is staying with them. Go sleep with the friend. Go sleep with the friend. And after a while, they're gonna be like, all right, hold up now. You know what I'm saying? It's too much hopping out of bed with me and shit to go sleep with your friend and shit. Like, what's going on with this? Any man with some kind of sense, that shit would start to give him red flags. Like, all right, hold up, man. Something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no way in hell you just we chilling you hopping out of bed, hopping out of the sleep. Make sure you go sleep with your friend. Like, ain't nobody that close. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that. Ain't nobody that close. So Papoose catches this woman. You know what I'm saying? They having relations. You know what I'm saying? They over there muffin diving. You know what I'm saying? They over there motherfucking putting the face on the box like Uncle Ben's. You know what I'm saying? Putting the face in the box like Aunt Jemima. You know what I'm saying? So, shit is getting real wicked in there. You know what I'm saying? With the kid on the bed, bro, I would have crashed out. I ain't gonna sit there and hold you. I would have crashed out. It would have been what it was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's crazy. But for him to still stay after that, that's on Papoose after that. You know what I'm saying? Once a motherfucker show you who they are, you better motherfucking believe they ass. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. You know what I mean? Papoose should have left then. You know what I'm saying? Point blank period. That's why fellas, we can't be simping out and all this whole other shit. Women start showing you shit, you better believe that shit. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Papoose should have left then. But, whatever the case may be, he decided he was going to, hold it down for the family. And, like I said, I feel bad for Papoose, but then again, I don't feel bad for Papoose. It is what it is. Nigga, you had all the signs in the world to tell you that, this woman is on bullshit, dog. You know what I'm saying? But what you do, you want to stick it out for the family, hang on for the marriage or whatever the case may be. And she kept showing this nigga. I mean, kept showing this nigga. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But anyway, so after that situation happens or whatever the case may be, Papoose still stays with her. They still trying to, working things out. This, that, and the third. He claims that, she's a habitual liar. You know what I'm saying? Remy Ma get up here and just lie. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, some women, some women will lie so much, they'll take lies to the grave and swear up and down that they telling the truth about shit. I'll keep it 100 with everybody I've ever been with. Lies. You know what I'm saying? That's a half truth. You know what I'm saying? That's a half truth because your ass probably got caught. That's probably why your ass was whatchamacallit, but it's a half truth. You know what I'm saying? Most women gonna get up here and say, that they don't never lie about shit and whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Half truths, fellas. Half truths. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But anyway, but like I said, Papoose should have never went back with her. He should have just cut the losses at that point. But I get it. You got family and shit like that. So you try to work things out. You know what I'm saying? Which is commendable and it's understandable. You know what I'm saying? Definitely understandable at the end of the day, especially when you start having kids. Our parents, our grandparents, people that we love to death. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that they done been together 25 years. I'm pretty sure somebody got caught cheating. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got caught cheating, maybe even had a baby outside the relationship. And, they stuck it together. Those are old school value ways. In today's time, and it would honestly depend I can't even say it honestly would depend. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, they would work things out. You know what I'm saying? They've been together 25 years, 30 years. Somebody did some cheating. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no way in fuck somebody been together that long and nobody got cheated on. I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? I think somebody lying at the end of the day. Somebody lying. You know what I'm saying? But any situation that I've been close to, as far as couples that been together for a period of time, yeah, somebody got caught cheating. You know what I'm saying? But, they worked the things out. They was able to get through that. It was just a little rough patch within their relationship. And, they've been together forever. You know what I'm saying? I currently got an aunt. She may not appreciate me putting the business out there, but y'all don't know my aunt name any goddamn way, and y'all probably ain't gonna meet her in no way. You know what I'm saying? Unless you somebody that know me for real, and you've probably met my aunt, right? But anyway, my aunt, had her man was in jail. This is before they got married, right? She came down one day. She got a whole new nigga. I'm like, hold on, who's this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, like, yo, who's this nigga and shit? You know what I'm saying? So whatever the case may be, this was her little fling thing. You know what I'm saying? Her little fling thing, I guess, why this nigga was locked up. You know what I'm saying? This nigga doing a bid and shit. My aunt out here, letting somebody else clap the cheeks and shit like that. Like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Auntie, that's a little savage. You know what I'm saying? Damn, you can't hold the nigga down and shit. You out here just jumping on the next man goddamn rod and shit like that. That's kind of crazy, Auntie. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, this nigga get out of jail. He back around. You know what I'm saying? He back around. Now, I can't tell this nigga like, yo, yeah, while you was in there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, somebody was sliding in that box, you know what I'm saying? And I know you wouldn't appreciate that. I kind of low-key wanted to tell him and shit, you know what I'm saying? Because he's a good dude, you know what I'm saying? He was a good dude. He would buy CDs off of me, you know what I'm saying? Number one, he definitely would buy CDs and shit off of me, you know what I'm saying? So he was cool with me, you know what I'm saying? But I knew what was going on. And plus, that was my auntie, so I wasn't going to do that to auntie neither, you know what I'm saying? So I stayed out of the business, you know what I'm saying? They eventually got married, and they're still married to this day. You see what I'm saying? So, it is what it is, right? Do they have arguments? Yes. It is what it is. But back to this playing the back seat role. You know what I'm saying? So Papoose plays this back seat role, put all his career and shit on the back burner to make sure he can lift his woman up, and so she can finish chasing her career as a rapper. Okay, because honestly, what happened by the time Remy Ma really was getting ready, starting to blow up for real, this is when she popped somebody in the club over some bread, you know what I'm saying, and had to do a serious bid. All right, so her whole career got put on her whole career. She almost ruined her fucking career over some money. Okay, and it was what it was. But anyway, so Papoose, puts it out there pretty much that he was writing 90% of Remy Ma's music that was coming out. You know what I mean? Now, you hate to hear it because it's like, and even when she battled Nicki Minaj, because now I'm thinking about that Nicki Minaj battle, you can hear a little bit of Pap in there. Now that he'd exposed that shit, like, oh, yeah, I can hear the Papoose now. Now that this nigga done exposed it, because at first I thought, Remy Ma really piecing her bars together. But now that Papoose exposed that when she battled Nicki, now that makes sense. Now I can hear the Papoose in it. It is what it is, and it's not to say that Remy Ma don't write some of her raps. I believe Remy Ma does write some of her raps just because she's real studdish, like, you know what I'm saying. So I can see her, write, even though she's a female, but she's a masculine female. You see what I'm saying? Like, she's not one of those kind of feminine female. She's a masculine, feminine female. You know what I mean? So she's studdish a little bit. She got stud-like energy and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, it just kind of is what it is. Speaking of studs, I'm over the weekend and shit, I met a stud. She was actually kind of pretty and shit. I was like, God damn, this bitch kind of fine and shit, low-key. I had to throw that in there and shit. But she was feminine and shit. It was kind of weird and shit. But anyway, I got sidetracked. But anyway, so Papoose puts all this shit on the back burner. She ended up pretty much stepping out on the marriage, fucking with a battle rapper. So if she was fucking with a battle rapper, that means she definitely was already creeping on Papoose already. You know what I'm saying? To be doing a league, and then this man that you're going to be having pretty much be the face of an all-women's league, Y'all rocking matching outfits and shit like that. I thought that shit was weird too. In the lead up to the Hitman battle, I thought a lot of shit was weird. You know what I'm saying? It was what it was. Remy was a little bit too close to this nigga. I'm like, yo, she kind of, even when Hitman would joke with her, he grabbing her up and shit like that. I'm like, like I know Pap don't. I know he gonna feel some kind of way about that. Hitman, you better get up off this woman. This is a married woman and shit. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, like I said, when a woman got real respect for their man and for their husband, they not gonna allow no other man to be getting too chummy with them. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna allow no other man to be touching on them. For real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, we cool and shit, but don't do that. You know what I'm saying? She gonna kind of set boundaries, you know what I'm saying? Because she got respect for her man, you know what I'm saying? It was clear to me that she got no respect for this nigga Papoose, you know what I'm saying? Straight up and down, you know what I'm saying? No type of respect for this nigga, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, but, Pap still stayed around in the situation. And, like I said, all this shit doesn't work out. This nigga's the face of the league. And she started fucking the nigga, point blank, period. Just to hear at the end of this shit that this nigga broke, he disgusted, he ain't did shit for her. Allegedly he put hands on her and shit like that. I believe Pat. I don't believe Pat put hands on that woman. Because if there was anything he was gonna put hands on her, it would have been that shit. Catching her in the bed and shit like that. Yeah, that would have been the thing if nigga was gonna crash out. It was for that. Anything else, I could see him crashing out on another dude, which he did, okay? Which he did. He crashed out on Easy the Block Captain, you know what I'm saying? But to hear that shit, dog, after all that time holding her down and shit, I felt for Papoose. I was like, God damn, bitch. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Because I've done the same shit before, you know what I'm saying? You sitting up there, motherfucking holding, letting the chick do what she got to do, playing the back role, making sure that, you working around her, you know what I'm saying? And what she wants to do, you know what I'm saying? I felt victim to that before as well, you know what I'm saying? You playing the back role, you making sure you kind of lowering yourself and what your goals and what it is that you want to chase to make sure that she can get to where her goals and what she wants to chase. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much allowing her to be the breadwinner, allowing her to dictate the relationship. You see what I'm saying? And that shit never works out. It never works out. It never works out. And even when you think you're doing a good thing, if it doesn't work out and y'all break up, you're going to hear that you ain't did shit for her anyway. That's what you're going to hear. That's what the fuck you're going to hear. You wasn't shit. All you did was this and da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da-da. That's all you're going to hear. And it don't matter from what level you are to us regular niggas working. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter, dog. It don't matter. When you're dealing with an ungrateful, narcissistic ass woman, these are the type of things that you're going to experience. So just know that if you're dealing with a type of female like Remy Ma, just know you better nothing comes before the grind. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Nothing comes before the fucking grind. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? So, because you'll run into a woman like this and it'll make you want to crash out. Like, what the fuck you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, when the shit happened with me, I was kind of tight. That shit, out of anything, like, I could deal with a breakup, but that was the shit that really bothered me, though, for real. Like, that shit really, like, stuck with me. Like, what? I did all this, and motherfucking, what? I'm to blame. I'm to blame? What? Wait, I'm to blame? You know what I'm saying? Like, really? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that shit, to me, low-key, what fucked me up and really was probably the thing I had the worst time of getting over. You know what I'm saying? Like, what, bitch? I'm motherfucking... Oh, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that shit had a nigga hot. You know what I'm saying? That shit had a nigga 38 hot. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, though. But, Papoose, he did his thing. And now, he done moved on, because it was cool for 2 years. For 2 years, this nigga Papoose had to deal with Easy the Block Captain and watching his wife parade around with the next man. Nigga ain't said nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I couldn't been Papoose. I'd have been got out here and stood on business. Yeah, whatever she doing with that lame ass nigga, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here doing me, and it is what it is. Remy Ma was flaunting around the internet on Instagram, taking pictures and shit during sacred times like Christmas, okay? And she knew what she was doing, because at that time, like I said, Papoose is a family man. He's a nice guy. And sometimes being a nice guy is not a great thing, you know what I'm saying? It's okay to be a good guy, but not a nice guy, you know what I'm saying? Nice guys finish last, okay? Get stepped on, you know what I'm saying? Especially with beast of women like goddamn Remy Ma and they mentality and how they go about things. You know what I'm saying? Yes, nice guys going to finish last, straight up. But this man been quiet. You know what I'm saying? Ain't said nothing. And he's a really family man. Does things as a family. Still talks to her family, her side of the family, and things like that. Still got relationships with her side of the family. Still does things for their birthdays and things like that, because that's just who that man is at the end of the day. Papoose does seem like he's a really solid dude. He's just, a sucker for love to a certain degree. You see what I'm saying? And that's not a bad thing. But picking the wrong woman can turn that shit into being a bad thing. You know what I mean? And it's just unfortunate. It's very unfortunate for Papoose and his situation. But yeah, man, she posted on Christmas days and these days. These are holidays that normally they would spend time as a family. Now this nigga gotta hop on Instagram and, niggas, yo, Pep, what's good with this nigga Easy? This nigga taking pictures with your wife and shit, dog. What's going on with that? You know what I'm saying? While he trying to work shit out behind the scenes, she in public doing this shit, shaming this nigga. You know what I'm saying? So now this nigga Papoose like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And I do think to a certain degree, maybe Papoose was trying to get back at her because Remy Ma definitely crashed out when she found out that Papoose was fucking with Carissa Shields, okay? I did the video on this channel. Y'all can go back and check that video out. But like I said, a woman to get out here, not all women, but some women to get out here and be having their fun and have their cake and eat it too. The minute they see your ass doing that shit is a problem. You know what I'm saying? Now they want to rant about some shit. Now, could Papoose been a little petty? Yes. But, like I said, Remy Ma is in no shape, form, or fashion to really even be upset with Papoose pulling a petty move with fucking with somebody who, because Carissa Shields, obviously, and Remy Ma was somewhat cordial. You know what I mean? They either knew each other or knew of each other because they exchanged, phone numbers and shit. Obviously, Remy Ma put the text out and shit like that. So, it was obvious. So maybe Pap, she caught Pap in the house, passed out with Carissa Shields on the phone. You know what I'm saying? So, this is why they going through whatever, this was a very toxic situation they had going on, but they was going through the breakup. So, it is what it is, right? I can only remember, me and my baby mom was breaking up. We still was in the crib living with each other. You know what I'm saying? Even though we wasn't together, couldn't stand each other's fucking guts at the end of the day, but we were living together. So I kind of understood that situation when it came down to Papoose and Remy Ma. But, now that, this nigga is moving on, he got him a little something, you know what I'm saying? Now you want to expose this nigga to make him seem like he was a cheater. Ma'am, you were out here in a whole relationship with a whole nother nigga. What are you talking about? You don't get to expose this nigga like he's some lying, cheating ass, scumbag ass dude, you know what I'm saying? And now you're even more tight because, your league is dying down, okay? The attention for Easy to Block Cat is no more of a wow factor. It's no more of a, oh man, they're together. It's like, okay, it is what it is. Remy Ma decided she gonna, step out on her relationship and get with this battle rap nigga. You know what I mean? You was fucking the help, okay? You was fucking the help, okay? The nigga you was supposed to be, just managing the league and shit like that. And this is why I always tell y'all niggas, bro, I do not do friends. If a chick I don't do that shit, dog. I don't do it, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Chick talking about, oh, yeah, this is my friend. I don't give a fuck about none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, cool. Just know I can't take you serious. You know what I'm saying? I can't take it serious. Nah, ain't no, oh, this my friend type shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that shit. And Carissa Shields, and I mean, Easy the Black Captain was that friend. was that one where Pap like, yo, you seem like you getting kind of close with dude. Oh no, that's just, this is some battle stuff. It's just some battle stuff. It's some battle stuff. It turned into, it started off as some battle stuff. It ended up with y'all being in a relationship, okay? So this is why I'm a very fond on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a red flag to me. You know what I'm saying? And Pap, like I said, okay, all right, whatever. It's just some battle shit. All right, whatever. Nigga lost his whole marriage behind that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But, now he moving with Carissa Shields, and, Remy Ma's a little jealous. If you ask me, Remy Ma's a little jealous. You know what I'm saying? Now you want to get out here and make it seem like this woman is talking about you and, making it seem as if, oh, she want to be with a 47-year-old old rapper. What would she want to do with a 47-year-old? And women love to call a nigga broke. As soon as the relationship, oh, this nigga broke. He dusty. He a brokey. She been with this nigga all this time. Now, as soon as the relationship over with, this nigga a brokey and shit. Like, come on, females, y'all gotta stop doing that shit. Know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. Know what I'm saying? Or men too. Or men, some of you soft ass niggas and shit get out here and get dibbling and dabbling with these hoes and shit. Then the hoe break your heart and shit. Man, I'm telling you, man, she fucking everybody anyway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, cut that shit out, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. Soon as the nigga whatchamacall, this nigga, his sex was whack. He can't get it up. This nigga broke. He a brokey. You know what I'm saying? Niggas get real petty and shit like that as soon as the relationship done with and shit like that. We got to be better. You know what I'm saying? Let's just move on, because obviously you had no problem with it for how long relationship it was. It just ain't work out no more, and y'all grew apart. There ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But to get out here and, now this nigga with Carissa Shields and shit, you want to call this nigga broke. You want to say he beat your ass. You want to get out here and just lie on this man. I believe Papoose. I believe Remy Ma is a hell of a liar. I believe it. Because I've seen her actions throughout this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I've seen her actions throughout this whole thing. You know what I mean? And it's not really good. You know what I'm saying? But, Pap, now listen, I got my gripes about Carissa Shields too. And this is why I'm telling y'all I don't feel bad for Papoose. Remy Ma is a hardcore feminist, right? Carissa Shields is a hardcore feminist. This nigga loves stud, like, masculine, like bitches. You know what I'm saying? This is what he like, all right? This is the type of shit that he likes. These are the type of women that he likes, okay? So if this shit doesn't work out with Carissa Shields, you're not going to hear Tell Like It Is TV get up here and put the cape on for the nigga. I'm not doing it, you know what I'm saying? Because you're running from one feminist-ass woman to the next one, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, you know what I mean? I'm not feeling bad for that nigga for that shit, you know what I'm saying? Carissa Shields get out here and start showing you her masculine-ass goddamn traits. It's only a matter of time. And now, like I said, I'm not wishing anything bad on him, but Carissa Shields is a heavy feminist, you know what I'm saying? This is why a lot of dudes really back up supporting Carissa Shields. Like, we look at her as the sister, you know what I'm saying? That's the ancient American sister, great at what she does, but she's very fucking masculine, you know what I'm saying? She always want to talk about, she better than this man, and she'll be the man in a goddamn boxing match, and all this other shit, you know what I'm saying? It's always some shit competing against the men. Like, won't you be great at what you're being great at, and that's competing against these women, you know what I'm saying? Let's keep it at that, Carissa. You ain't got to get out here and, oh, ain't no man gonna tell me what to do. Da, 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 da. She get her bulldog on and shit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no man got no time for no shit like that. Oh, okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to let you know, sister, we got your back. But, you ain't got to get out here, motherfucking, trying to compete against us and shit. You know what I'm saying? We got your back and shit. You know what I'm saying? We gonna hold you down and shit like that. We got you and shit. You know what I'm saying? You the sis at the end of the day. We got you. You know what I'm saying? But Carissa Shields got this thing where she's very masculine. You know what I'm saying? She gets and takes all these weird ass goddamn stances that, alienate the ancient American community and pitting men and women against each other. You see what I'm saying? And I can't put my full out support like that for no chick like that. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I can support her from a distance. Hey, that's our sister. Shout out to her and her accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? But I can't be out here 10 toes down, stomping the yard for no goddamn Christian Shields. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? But this is why I say I don't feel bad for him, because he jumping out the grease into the frying pan. That's all this nigga's doing. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. Hopefully it does work out. You know what I'm saying? Krista Shields is still young, so she got her time to, to grow and mature. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Recently didn't Krista Shields just come out here and talk about light skinned chicks don't like black women? Like, whoa, where the fuck this shit come from? You know what I'm saying? Where the fuck this shit come from? Now you went from this gender divide, now you're trying to do the skin tone divide. Like, come on, Carissa, man. We not doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? We not doing this. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We all got love for the chocolate queens. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And I don't know what type of approval you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, because it's not like Krista Shields can't get out here and bag no nigga that Krista Shields at this point can get out here and bag any nigga she want. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get the aspect of, this whole shit she be out here doing, clout chasing, looking for attention from time to time. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But it's an unfortunate situation that happened with Papoose and Remy Ma. It's funny that once a man moves on, or if it's a situation where it's a woman, they move on, the other partner tends to crash out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Even though they're in a whole relationship. That's what's funny to me about this shit. It's like, yo, you're in a whole relationship. Why you care about this nigga and what he doing? And, he 47 years old. What he gonna do with a young girl like that? Ma'am. Mind your business, ma'am. You're in a whole relationship. Don't worry about where that man laying pipe at. Know what I'm saying? It's just fucking ridiculous. But anyway. That's all I really got on it, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. We got a few videos we want to talk about today, so figured I started off with that. I know a lot of you niggas is upset with what I got damn Cassie video. Oh my God. Shout out to the women though that came up in the comment section and was like, look, I'm a woman and I totally agree. Shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what has happened to a lot of you niggas, dog, to where the point y'all have been so brainwashed with the media and the Diddy baby oil, Diddy this, Diddy that, Diddy, the diddler and all. These niggas have brainwashed y'all so much that y'all cannot even fucking fathom the case and even looking at the transcripts of the case and understand what's going on. I literally was having a conversation with somebody about this shit, and I low-key almost started getting tight about it because I'm like, nigga, you obviously don't know, you don't follow the case whatsoever, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the shit that was frustrating me. It's like, yeah, man, they just saying, like Diddy was out here just, raping people, and Diddy was out here, raping kids, and I'm like, bro, where you hear this at? You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I'm just saying, it happens around, the industry in Hollywood, and I'm like, bro, do you know what the case is? No, I don't really follow the case like that, but I'm just saying what's going on in the news. What news is you watching, bro, man? You know what, man? I'm going to end this conversation because I was starting to get hot, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was at work and shit, so I'm like, man, let me chill, dog. I ain't even going to go no further with this nigga because, it's fucking ridiculous. The amount of motherfucking, the amount of the media brainwashing people and people really just believing in anything the media is saying is very fucking alarming. You know what I'm saying? Now, if Diddy is on trial for fucking domestic violence, his ass is going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. But this is not this nigga charges. And I don't get why y'all niggas is in my comment section crying like this over this goddamn situation. It's very simple. Cassie knew what the fuck she was doing. We're going to get into that. Because we're going to get into another video. Kid Cudi just got up on there and did it testified, okay? Testified, exposed Cassie for who she is. You know what I'm saying? Cassie type of woman that jumped from dude to dude to dude. She'll leave a dude, go with another dude. Like it's like the saying like my cousin told me when I was younger. He was like, man, women are like monkeys to a certain degree. They'll hold on to one branch. Once that branch get weak and get ready to break, they're gonna find that next latch. It's almost like the monkey bar kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Women do shit like that with dudes. You know what I'm saying? And the older I've gotten and experience and shit like that, and just understanding things, yes, they do shit like that, dog. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not all, but they do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Cassie is one of those, the monkey bar theory, you know what I'm saying, that my cousin came up with. I don't know if he came up with this shit for real or this was like an old school saying that just was passed down to him too, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, she definitely fits the monkey bar theory, you know what I'm saying, straight up and down, you know what I mean? Because she met Diddy through Ryan Leslie. We'll get into that. I ain't gonna waste too much time talking about that shit. We'll get into Kid Cudi's testimony, exposing a lot of that shit at the end of the day, man. But it's unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? But y'all niggas though, man. Woo, wee. A lot of y'all niggas is just brainwashed, dog. Like, so you're saying that, especially some of the women that did comment it. So you're saying that an abuser? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not agreeing with Diddy whooping her ass. I'm agreeing with that. Diddy is not on trial though for whooping her ass. You know what I'm saying? Diddy was not forcing this girl into doing these acts. This girl was a willing participant. That's my whole thing about it. She's a willing participant. You don't get to do some shit and then be like, well, I thought it was wrong, but I didn't say anything. Huh? Nah. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to do that type of shit. And if you know how many niggas is going to start going to jail if that's the case, you know what I'm saying? Niggas is going to start getting locked up left and right. If that's the case, you can meet a chick at a club or some shit and y'all hit it off or whatever the case may be. You go back home with her and y'all make it do what it do. And she get to wake up the next day and be like, I kind of thought that we shouldn't have been doing this. So yeah, I'm calling this rape. What? You know what I'm saying? Niggas is going to be going down. Nigga Nation is in trouble if Diddy is going down. Until they start proving the RICO, then Tell Like It Is TV will come up here and be like, yeah, Diddy fucked up with that one. You know what I'm saying? Or Diddy out here trafficking children, okay? All right, yeah, Diddy fucked up with that. But until they prove that, as far as the case goes, I'm just going based off the case so far. You know what I'm saying? So far, all I hear is a bunch of nastiness, okay? And being a freak is not a crime, okay? Being a freak is not a fucking crime. Diddy likes to watch other men smut his woman out, you know what I'm saying? He likes to watch that type of shit, you know what I'm saying? That's what he into, you know what I'm saying? Diddy, like I said, Diddy, Diddy's the freak master, you know what I'm saying? But being a freak master is not a fucking crime, okay? But anyway, don't get mad at me, man. I just got to tell like it is, man. So shout out to day one, shout out to the new ones. Make sure y'all niggas hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to donate. The links is in the description box. If not, that's cool. The like button is, that's right, y'all. The like button is free. Anyway, Tell Like It Is TV. We out of here, y'all.